All right, good morning to the Schwing Dynasty.
Yeah. Swing, swing, temple. She's a babe. This match is delicious. She tested very high on the stroke ability scale.
Okay, so this is the Commish weekly recap for week 7. Um, this is my third take on trying to get this done because I tried to do this outside of my balcony, but the lighting was all crazy, sound was all crazy. Trying to run some audio clips while we do this. This is not a high-tech operation, so gonna see how it works out. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Turn up the volume if you cannot. But a little backstory. So there's the Wayne's World Schwing there. So when I was trying to name this dynasty, I wanted to look back at famous dynasties of history and went through a few of them and came around to the Ming Dynasty and said, hey, that's a pretty famous thing, but I'm not going to name our dynasty the Ming Dynasty. So I tried to do some rhyming with some different dynasties and came up with the Schwing Dynasty. Wayne's World fan, think it's funny, and the Schwing is where I landed on. So Schwing Dynasty is the name of our dynasty. Hopefully it stands the test of time as the Ming Dynasty did for a while there. Okay, gonna move right into the recap. So there will be sound coming from the computer over here. Hopefully it will be pick-upable. I'm not gonna be pick-upable. I'm not gonna start messing with like editing videos and stuff and putting in audio for a while because I'm not good at that kind of stuff. But hopefully I can start playing with it soon. But for now, I'm running audio here on the side. So got my coffee. I'm broadcasting from my son's room right now because it's the only place in this house that I can swear safely because he's out watching TV, and so away from the son and the wife, and can bring my video straight to you guys from the depth of my soul here with all the swearing and nasty shit that's in there. Wanted to reference Daryl's question about swearing in the group message. None of us are above that. I know you guys are gentlemen through and through. A lot of you, you're not depraved like Mark and I are. And the thing is, I teach kids all day. You know, I'm with kids, other people's kids all day. Then I come home to my kid and my wife, and I gotta watch my mouth. I gotta be a good dad, a good husband, and not be swearing up a storm. Something that I struggle with, but I'm trying to get better at. But this group is a place to get away from all that, even for a few minutes. And although I know most of you are not going to go down the depraved, disgusting route that Mark and I are willing to go down, this is the place to do it. And it doesn't have to reflect your actual feelings. I don't actually think Mark and Lucas are gay for each other, but when I said, I've got to make fun of people, they were the only two that I could put into that joke category. The rest of us have weird familial connections. We don't spend enough time together. I just didn't feel like making fun of JD and Daryl that way. So I went with Mark and Lucas. Now, that's where it's at. No offense to them, but they probably should stop doing that stuff, and then I won't make fun of them for it. So just, let it all out here. No one's going to take it personally. If you take it personally, there's something wrong with you inside, and I feel sorry for you. But this is a place just to say stupid shit and get away with it and not worry about the rest of the world at this point. So, all right, let's jump into the weekly recap. Again, I'm going to be switching back and forth between some different audio over here. That might take me a few seconds, but I'm trying to line up some audio with each game, and definitely with the player of the week and the dumb shit sit of the week. So, first game, I'm going to jump into the game of the week because it didn't actually end up being a game of the week necessarily. But actually, there's a different game I want to save for last here. So I'm going to start with the game of the week. That's me against Steve. I picked Steve, and he did not win. Yes. In this case, apparently I am George Foreman and Steve is Joe Frazier. And down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He's taking his mandatory 8 count right now. The heavyweight champion is on the mat. I put him down there. The score 188 to 166. It wasn't that close. I go to 4-3 and Steve goes to 6-1. So that's the first clip, the first game I'm first game I'm recapping here, because I couldn't wait. I just could not wait to do it. So the player of the game is Darren Waller. Cuckoo Cachoo, I am the Walrus. 31 points at the tight end position. All credit to that go to the footballers. 31 points from the tight end is going to win you a week usually, and it did. It won me a week. If he hits his projection, which was 10 points, that means I would have lost by 1 point. This would have been one. Oh, no, sorry. I would have still won, but by 1 point instead. It would have been 167 to 166 if Darren Waller only hits his projection. The dumb sit of the week. Steve finally listened to me and sat Austin Eckler. He saw the writing on the wall the same way I did. He finally did it and sat Austin Eckler, who scored 26 points. So thank you, Steve, for listening to your commissioner and benching your best player to this point in the season that's not named the New England Patriots defense. He benched him in favor of Tevin Coleman. Austin Eckler goes off for 26. Tevin Coleman got 13. That's a 13-point difference. Still doesn't win him the week, but, makes me a little more nervous coming down the stretch with the Patriots defense on the field. And speaking of that Patriots defense, they still stupid. They shut out the Jets. Sam Darnold, his second game back, they had a pretty good week last week, but the Patriots got 4 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and they scored something like 28 points again. Just ridiculous. They're absurd. They are an absurd defense to watch. Got my cup here, my coffee cup. This is, it might be hard to see, Camp Sherman store, which is in Camp Sherman, Oregon. A place that I've camped every year of my life, with the exception of the 1 year we were in Italy for summer. So, place that means a lot to me, and I had a dream about it last night. So, actually, I dreamed I was camping last night. Good dream. Next game I'm going to is Lucas versus Daryl. I picked Daryl. He won. This is one of 2 picks I got correct this week. I'm 2-3 this week, which pushes me to 23-12 on the season. Daryl goes to 4-3. Lucas drops to 4-3. This was a 122 to 124 spread, and that's 2 points. 2 points, and Lucas probably felt like the kid from Better Off Dead who wanted his $2. If you've never seen this movie, you should check out Better Off Dead. $2. $2. I want my $2. Lucas wanted his 2 points. The end of the game, all they had to do is throw one time to Lev Bell for 10 yards, and he would have won this game, I believe, or at least it would have been very close to a tie. So, $2. All right, that's Better Off Dead. I want my $2. Maybe not the best scene for that, but that's what I went with here. Okay, so Lucas loses by 2 points. They both go to 4-3. A huge clump of people at 4-3 and 3-4 right in the middle here. Player of the game, Kirk Cousins for Lucas. Actually, this is a losing player of the game. 38 points in a loss. Usually your quarterback scores 38 points and his name is Kirk Cousins, and you have a good chance of winning this game. But it just didn't happen for him. But yeah, Kirk Cousins is balling out right now. Steph Diggs is feeling it. Adam Thielen may not be in next week, so Steph Diggs is going to be a good play for a while now, if not just the rest of the season. This is what we all assume Steph Diggs should be. The dumb sit of this week is the story of the game, though. Even though Daryl won, Marvin Jones, 43 points on the bench. And usually I go with player to player, like position to position comparisons, but Daryl could have easily slid Matt Breida into the flex and then subbed him out for Marvin Jones. So I'm doing that comparison here. Marvin Jones, 43 points over Matt Breida in the flex for 6 points. That's a 37-point difference right there. That's a huge difference, and it would have put Daryl into second place on points for the week, I believe, if he got that extra 37 points. Yes, it would have. No, maybe not. He still would have been behind Steve and Adam. So Daryl gets the win. They're both at 4-3 now. Big week. That was a big game for our league. Lucas and Steve could have made a a nice little group up at the top with the rest of us kind of floundering in the middle. But instead, this was a week of either regressing or progressing towards the center, towards the mean in our league. Everyone kind of moved in a central direction for the most part. And if there was a matchup where one guy was out front, he dropped back towards the middle, and his opponent was usually down at the bottom, he moved up towards the top. So this was a week of regressing or progressing towards the mean. Ooh, this is going to be a longer video than usual. I like it. All right, next game I'm looking at. A little early here. I'm drinking my coffee. It's Wednesday morning. Usually I do these things on Tuesday at work, but this is our week off, so I'm a little behind on my videos here. But I also get to just sit and enjoy this a little bit more, talk to you guys about football. We had our balcony time for football on Sunday night, and we watched it with a South African guy named Anton. Nice guy. But he was talking about the difference between football and something like rugby, and saying like, oh, well, how often do these guys stay on the field? It looks like they're only on like 20 minutes a game. And I love that response when it comes from soccer fans. I'm a soccer fan, but I also don't down football because of it. Soccer fans or rugby fans, like, oh, these guys only play like 20 minutes a game. It's like, what does that matter? Look at, if I want to watch someone who runs further in a game, that's the other question. Like, they don't really have good physical fitness, which is nonsense for football players. But oh yeah, they barely run. Like if you watch soccer or rugby, these guys are running 3, 4, or 5 miles a game. How far do football players run? If I cared about gross mileage that they're running per game, I'd watch a marathon. But that shit's boring. So no one's watching that. No, it doesn't. I don't care how far they run. The game is fun. It's exciting. It's easy for fantasy. So fuck all those excuses. I still like those other sports, but I love that non-football people always have to bring that up with football. Very strange argument for me. It's like, well, go watch a marathon. Who cares? All right. Next game is JD versus Phil. JD got the win. I projected JD to win. This was a blowout, 141-93. JD improves to 3-4. Phil drops back to 2-3. This was a California Civil War. These two are both California people. Northern California for Phil, Southern California for JD. So I got to roll with a little bit of this. Yeah. Now, this is called California Love. There was, there's no love lost here in fantasy football, but I just felt that was an appropriate song for this matchup. Two California boys, Sacramento and LA. Sorry, JD, I don't know exactly the specific area of LA. I know it's a huge place, lots of different areas. Phil's from Yuba City, outside of Sacramento. The player of the game for this was Lamar Jackson. Not an impressive player of the game, only 26 points. But he's on pace for 1,300 rushing yards this season, which would destroy any quarterback rushing record that's out there. Michael Vick's, you would assume. The dumb sit of this game is very, very interesting. Aaron Rodgers, 54 points on the bench, and over Lamar Jackson's 26 points. That's a 28-point difference. That's a pretty big difference in terms of points per game. I'm really hoping this computer doesn't die, or else I'm going to have to start this whole thing over or lose out on my awesome music. So I'm trying to speed up a little bit here. So Aaron Rodgers, 54 points on the bench. Doesn't matter. JD crushed Phil on this one. Next game, Bert versus Sean. I picked Bert. Sean won, 138-142. They both go to 4-3. Player of the game in this. Actually, before I do that, there is, when you look at the scores in this game, each guy had like 7 players who had less than 10 points. So all I thought of is, what a horror show. This is how I felt reviewing this game. I mean, Lucas and Daryl had lower points in total, but at least they had some dudes stand out here, other than Latavius Murray, which makes this equally scary. So, there you go. Scream Queens. That's top 10 Scream Queens of Hollywood there. All right. Player of the game is Latavius Murray, which is part of why this is an appropriate... Yeah, that's part of why that's appropriate. Latavius Murray, 38 points against the Chicago Bears defense. Wore them down. And on the flip side, Chicago ran the ball 7 times, I think. I think it was 7 times Chicago ran the ball total. Maybe 10, 7 to 10, somewhere in there. That is atrocious. Matt Nagy needs to figure that out, because he's leaving his... And that's with Mitch Trubisky. That's not with a good quarterback. That's Mitch Trubisky throwing the ball that many times that he only got 7. What you have, when you have one of the league's best defenses, you pair them with running the ball. And you don't care if some games the other offense is successful and outscores you, you are counting on the fact that 90% of the time your defense will do good enough to control the clock, maybe get some defensive scores, and take the game over in the fourth quarter. But instead, you throw the ball. Now your defense is the one wearing down. And I'm not a football coach. I am not an NFL football coach. But Matt Nagy is like, dude, it seems like you're doing the opposite of what everyone would suggest you do with a defense that good. So, very interesting. Player of the game, Latavius Murray, 38 points. The dumb sit, Jacoby Brissett for Sean. So, again, the dumb sit goes to the winning team, so it doesn't really matter necessarily. But 39 points for Jacoby Brissett. Over 14 points for Carson Wentz. That's a 25-point difference. Something's wrong with those numbers. 39 points. Yeah, no, that's right. Jacoby for 39, Carson Wentz for 14. That's a 29-point difference. Big spread there. Sean still wins the game. All right. Now, the last game I'm going to review is Adam versus Adam versus Mark. Adam gets the win. No longer a winless team in our league. So the score was 144-162. It was not even close. And this is for Adam. He's definitely paid his dues. This draft might have been a crime. He wants this to go on and on. Congratulations, Adam, getting your first win. You kept fighting until the end of this one. Player of the game, Chase Edmonds, 41 points. 41 points for Chase Edmonds. Unbelievable performance. I know that pissed off David Johnson owners, as I am in one of my other leagues. What's up, buddy? Hey. The dumb sit of the week in this game is Matt Stafford. Instead of Russell Wilson, you want to come say hi to everybody? Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, Schwing.
Hi, Swing.
All right. So
I'm Mark.
he is Mark. This is Mark for those of you who haven't met Mark, which I think everyone has met Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
M-A-R-K.
Yeah, he spells his name. He likes to spell his name. That's M-A-R-K, Mark. So we got Russell Wilson on the starting over Matt Stafford. That's a 19-point difference there for Mark, which, look at this. Yeah, that would have won the game for Mark if he had played Matt Stafford by 1 point. So that's it. Player of the week this week is Mr. Chase Edmonds for Adam. Getting the win. You got to give it to the 41-point guy. I think it's the high scorer of the week who was actually on the field. So Chase Edmonds, he is the greatest. Let's hear that one more time. The greatest of all time. Talking about the greatest of this week. Muhammad Ali. Talking about Chase Edmonds. Now, for the last part of our show, the dumb shit sit of the week. Sorry, Daryl. This is Marvin Jones. Now, I know Aaron Rodgers was up there in terms of high points on the bench. He was the highest point total on the bench, I believe, this week. But the replacement, points above replacement, was only 20-something, 26, 28. Meanwhile, Marvin Jones, as I said, points above replacement, potential 37 points. Now, if JD had lost that game, maybe I would have picked Aaron Rodgers because it could have won the game. But as it is, nope. The dumb shit sit of the week goes to Daryl with Marvin Jones. Just live it up. Soak it all in. You suck. Nice. All right, there it is. And that's the commish recap of the week. I go to 23-12 on my picks. Last week I was 5-0. This week I was 2-3, but I'd rather have it be this way because I took down Steve and his damn defense. It's possible, y'all. You can take him down. I know that whoever's playing him this week, they're playing, New England's playing the Cleveland Browns. Maybe that offense gets rolling and takes some of the sting out of the Patriots' tail there. So that's it for the week. 20 minutes. That's a time investment for you guys. I appreciate you watching these videos. I do them for myself, but I also do them for you guys. And just in case you're all unclear about what I said earlier about Daryl's comment, wondering if it's, whether he should be swearing on the video, fuck all you motherfuckers. You can fucking swear all you fucking want. All right? Pieces of shit. All right. I shouldn't even say it this week because I'm pumped. I'm happy I won. My running backs are back. The boys are back in town. Return of the backs. I probably should stop on all these. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, week 7 in the books. Week 8 coming up. We are halfway through our season now. On the way to the playoffs. So the league's really, it's anyone's league. This is a parity league at this point. A lot of players who are still alive here. So best of luck to y'all this week on your waiver wire pickups, on your roster setting, on injuries and practice. Let's keep it clean. I want to see our best teams out there, not our worst teams. So peace out, everybody. Have a good Wednesday if you're in Doha, Tuesday night, and Wednesday if you are in America.